求しています。
おお、チサは本当に可愛いです。
지선이형였다.
我喜欢明朝。
はい。これアップデートは好きです。
네, 좋아요.
我喜欢明朝。
Bro, how are you guys liking this patch? Like, there's literally not really much to do. There's barely any combat events. The story is low-key mid compared to 2.7. This patch is like a super filler patch. The world don't even look that great, honestly. Like, there's not even that much to do in the world. How are you guys enjoying this patch? How are you guys enjoying Wuthering Waves right now? Like, quite literally, do you see Chisa in the patch? She's literally one of the most corniest design characters in the story. You guys are enjoying this? This?
그는 무슨 말은 하는 거야?
わからない。でも、チサ好きです。
This is the fillest filler patch of all filler patches, bro. Come on, let's say this.
チサは好きですか？
我喜欢明朝。
私も。
감사합니다. Wuthering Waves.
Man, maybe I'm trolling.
치사 수기です.
Alright, let's talk about this whole English players are crashing out thing, because that's what everybody is saying right now about 2.8. And to be honest, they kind of do have a point. When this was happening, every time I checked Twitter, which I really shouldn't be doing that much, it felt like everybody was collectively talking about how the Western player base was going outside, staring directly into the sun, and completely forgot how to read patch notes. And to be honest, some motherfuckers were crashing out about 2.8. I ain't gonna cap. Some people, I guarantee you, didn't even play the patch, just saw the live stream, saw it wasn't as good as the 2.7 story, and just started talking shit. But it's not everybody, and that's the issue that we're having here. There are a good amount of people that are disappointed in crashing out, and then there's another good amount of people that don't think the patch is that great, but don't really care that much, and are just as confused as I am why Twitter literally turned into a free-for-all. This whole ordeal is like one of the most unnecessary splits I've seen in the Wuthering Waves community, which is pretty insane. It basically all started because 2.8 happened and people thought that the English community was basically like, oh, there's no content, no real content, no real story, an empty world. This is filler. This patch is filler. This patch is garbage. This patch is trash. Acting like these people were treating it like a whole Shakespeare character, bro. And the other people were obviously like, what are you talking about? This patch is amazing. It's so emotionally layered. If you don't appreciate it, you weren't the target audience. And then that spiraled into basically who the target audience actually was. What people were basically saying was Southeast Asia, mainly Japanese people, because obviously Chisa is a Japanese character and the place looks heavily Japanese themed with all the Japanese anime Easter eggs that you can find all over it was very clearly Japanese themed and anime themed. And then somewhere in there, obviously Gotcha Thematic came through with his black ass ready to stand on business, knowing he's an intelligent person and able to actually give constructive criticism, and said that the patch was pretty mid. And what do you think happened? Exactly, they try to crucify him. They treated him like he insulted their entire bloodline, bro. He gave the patch a low rating and they acted like he took their firstborn baby, took it to a village, left it to die, and never came back. I swear, it really feels like sometimes Gods of Games community, like if you don't have a good opinion, it's like you're ranked in a PvP, and if you have a bad opinion, they demote you from like A tier or gold to silver, bro. Like they're really giving you rankings out here on, are we gonna listen to this guy? It's like you ever play Pokemon and you need gym badges so that the Pokemon that are higher level will listen to you, but if you have a bad opinion, they'll take gym badges away from you so that they'll stop listening to you. I don't know why they act like this is like end all be all, bro. But a lot of people did think that 2.7 outside of the story was pretty boring and that 2.8 afterwards wasn't much better. And it's completely valid to think that. The criticism was basically, it's filler, there's nothing to do, it's an empty world, the story didn't really hit, while the other side argued that the story was great, the tone was intentional, and if you didn't really vibe with it, it's because you weren't the target audience, which is also valid. And then that turned into people basically saying that the target audience audience was Southeast Asia, specifically Japan, because of how Chisa was written and presented, and because she was the most popular character from the 2.4 drip marketing lineup in Japan. You don't need to know rocket science to understand that the vibe was designed to cook in Japan, okay? She's very clearly tailored in a specific way. And people are out here saying Godsmack said this, Godsmack said that. He skipped the story though, which to be fair, he did skip the story, but at the same time, he said he went back and watched the parts that he skipped and people still didn't give a fuck about that.
I skipped 10% of the playthrough and there was cutscenes. And I went back and watched it.
Oh, Godsmack is mad that an anime game has an anime trope in it. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is stupid. What does he want in a guy? Bro, we even had a Japanese politician chime in on this shit, acting like Westerners did not know what the term senpai was. Acting like Westerners that were playing an anime gods game didn't watch at least one anime where they said senpai and couldn't catch up on context clues, bro. It's crazy that you even had a Japanese politician lurking in the shadows waiting for his time to shine, ready to correct people in the Wuthering Waves gacha game community. Oh my god, how far we've fallen for this type of drama, bro. Now, in my honest opinion, the patch wasn't great, but before you crucify me, I do believe the patch did what it was supposed to do. I don't think the patch was bad. I think the story was pretty interesting. I actually enjoyed it. I always like those kind of cheesy, it was cheesy. I do like those cheesy types of romantic stories. It's basically holding us over from the transition between 2.0 and 3.0. So yeah, it's gonna be filler and it's not a crime, bro. Like we don't need to crucify people for saying that it's a filler patch when it's a filler patch. But at the same time, we don't need to put people down for enjoying the patch and enjoying the story and enjoying the world, because it's a whole crafted world for a filler patch, which is pretty insane. These kind of patches, I know some people are gonna think this is a hot take, being like, oh no, if you like filler patches, if you like down patches, you're stupid. Why do you want a down patch in the game? Why do you want nothing to do in a game? Bro, a filler patch is a natural course of how a live service game goes. There's not gonna be so much content in every single patch that's not feasible, that's not reasonable. There's gonna be dry periods, there's gonna be down periods, and Wuthering Waves is going through one of those periods. So it's okay if you don't enjoy the patch. That's how live service games are supposed to be. You're not gonna enjoy every single patch. You can do stuff in every single patch, but you're not gonna enjoy everything, just like you enjoyed 2.4, 2.5 for Lova Story, 2.7 Arena Cena Finale, 2.0 Renacita coming to be. And it just made it very clear where the budget was actually going towards. You could really clearly see that the previous budget went towards a 2.7 Renacita Finale, because that went super ultra hard, anime style hard. And then you can clearly tell a lot of the current and the future budget is going into 3.0. Like to me, it's literally just common sense. I know that phrase is not good to use on the internet, but I feel like it's common sense why 2.8 is pretty much a filler patch and there's not that much to do. Even though I still think it's a pretty good patch, it's pretty enjoyable, it does what it's supposed to do. But with all that in mind, like, dude, if you didn't enjoy the patch, that's completely fine. You weren't obligated to enjoy the patch. But if you did enjoy the patch, that's also fine. You probably were meant to enjoy the patch because it was probably catered towards you, and it's completely fine. How many times do I need to say in one video, it's completely fine? Y'all don't need to fight about this shit. People don't need to fight about this shit. You can enjoy a patch and not put somebody down for not enjoying the patch, and you can not enjoy the patch and not put somebody down for enjoying the patch. You can enjoy your own patch. Other people cannot enjoy the patch and do whatever else they want with their time. Give criticism to it, because there's nothing wrong with getting criticism to it. If you're the target audience, if you're not the target audience, it doesn't mean that you're not able to give criticism to the patch that you played. You can still put your 2 cents on it, be as objective as you possibly can, which I know, like, that's the issue, is that a lot of people aren't really being objective. I feel like you should at the very least say, yeah, I know that I wasn't a target audience, but even with that in mind, I still feel like this patch was ass. And that's completely fine. You can say the patch is ass, bro. You can say the patch is ass. as long as you say that you understand, because Twitter people don't understand nothing. You gotta spoon feed everybody everything. So as long as you say, hey, I'm not the target audience, but this patch with some hot booty McNuggets, it's completely fine and valid. People are still gonna crash out on you because they don't like hearing that what they enjoyed you're not enjoying, and people don't like hearing what you didn't enjoy they enjoy. So people are gonna crash out regardless. But it's just really fucking stupid how this shit is happening. But at the end of the day, the reality is the majority of Southeast Asia players really enjoyed the patch because it was probably catered towards them, and that's great, and I'm happy for them because I enjoyed the patch too. And honestly, Chisa's one of my favorite design characters, so I really know 3.0 is probably gonna have a lot of characters that I really like design. And if you're not ready for that, that's completely okay, but I'm pretty sure you will enjoy it because 3.0 is definitely gonna be pretty. They're not gonna lower the quality from 2.0. So if you enjoy 2.0, I can guarantee, I can almost guarantee you're gonna enjoy 3.0 as well. So be ready for it. And if you don't crash out about it, because ain't nobody gonna really give a fuck.